Welcome to the second of the Town of Dryden Candidates Forums. I'm Bruce Estes. I'm managing editor of the Ithaca Journal. I'm also one of your neighbors. I live in the town of Dryden, too, so I'm equally interested to hear tonight's discussion. How we're going to handle tonight's forum, there'll be four areas of questions that we'll divide up into the categories. They will run into the town budget, zoning, gas drilling, and general town questions. We'll have about 18 minutes for candidates to respond to the questions that you've submitted this evening. And then we'll move to the next category. Once we move on, we won't go back to the previous category's questions. Each candidate will have a minute to respond to the questions. In some cases, if I see the question is particularly complex, I've been allowed to extend a response time to 90 seconds, and keep everything on schedule, which means that I have to find one that I can then trim to 30 seconds so we can all get out of here by about 9 o'clock or so when this program's supposed to conclude. Just one other thing, all the town candidates, all the town board candidates, supervisor candidates were asked to participate tonight. Jim Drew, who is a candidate for town council, was unable to attend this evening. So we'll have to make up a little provision in how we will handle the questions for that, so that when I have a question for the town council for the Republican side of the table, Deb Jiggly will be able to answer it, or she may decide to share some of her response time with the supervisor candidate from the Republican Party, Bruno. Now back to the very important things which we always hear before all candidates' debates, which is please hold your applause to the end of the evening. That will allow us to move on as quickly as possible from question to question without interrupting other candidates in their response to the questions. I think that's it in terms of all those housekeeping things that we need to do tonight. So we'll go on to the questions after the candidates introduce themselves. Each candidate will have 1 minute to begin the response. If the candidates for supervisor could remind me, I believe last week we started with Marianne. So in this week we should start with Mr. Schiff.
Thank you very much, Bruce. And I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. My name is Bruno Schickel. I'm running for Dryden Town Supervisor. And this is a great example of small town democracy in action. I have lived in Dryden all my life, hence the sign locally grown. I was born on Ferguson Road and grew up on a dairy farm there, and one of 13 children. I live in Ithaca, or I live in Dryden with my wife, Amy Dickinson, and our 5 lovely daughters and 1 granddaughter. And I have great concerns about the direction the town is taking. And I'm looking forward to discussing these with everyone tonight and making my positions as clear as I can. And I just want to say thank you, and I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Gotta watch that. That's a powerful one. Very sensitive. Good evening. Whoa. And thank you all for coming. I know how hard it is to get local news around Dryden. We all have our favorite national news channels, but local news is hard to come by. I think we've done a pretty good job in Town Hall recently trying to get more information to you on our website and with some newsletters, and mostly in person. More and more people are coming to town board meetings now than ever before, and there are more town board meetings than ever before. What used to be a once-a-month event is now at least 2 and usually 3 or 4 meetings a month. And it's great to see people come wanting to speak to us and wanting to listen to us. So that's really the best way to get our local news, is to talk to each other. Thanks again for coming to listen.
Good evening, and thank you all for coming. I'm Deb Jiggly. I work at Cornell University, where I've been there for 22 years in human resources, where I do mostly employee relations and training. Before coming to the Dryden area, I grew up in Massachusetts, but I've been here longer than I was there, so this has really become my home. I'm running for Dryden Town Council because I'm concerned about several issues: the zoning, gas drilling, and the budget. And I know we're going to talk about all three of those issues tonight, and I hope you'll listen carefully. And if you don't understand, we'll be here. We're always available to talk, and there's a meeting tomorrow night at the Republican headquarters if anyone wants to attend. We want to speak with you. We want you to understand the issues at hand. But thank you for being here tonight.
Excuse me, I think that's Thursday night.
Thursday night, you're right.
Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Joe Solomon. I am currently on the town board, and I am running for re-election. I live in the Etna area with my daughter, who's 6 years old, and she attends Freeville Elementary. I am a structural engineer by trade. I'm a professional engineer in New York State. And I think that's about it for myself. A little bit about why I'm running. Our town's past accomplishments has allowed us to become our present. And with your help, I would like our future and future generations to enjoy the community as I have. Our future depends on timely and proper planning and zoning, continued fiscal responsibility to the town's residents, and protection of the environment and our natural resources. And the residents of the town of Dryden, I would like the residents of the town of Dryden to take an active role in its future. I am proud of our accomplishments over the past 4 years, and I hope to guide the town in the next 4. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Linda Levine. I've lived in the town of Dryden for 43 years, and since I'm not much older than that, that's almost my whole life, Bruno. First, we lived above a store, Treeforms, in Dryden, where the semis downshifted for the lights, so you couldn't hear the TV over the shaking. Then a lovely rented house in Etna, and finally our own home of 36 years on Ringwood Road, where my husband Buzz and I raised our 2 wonderful children, Ari and Jenny. I guess I should add also that our very first home in Dryden, briefly, was 3 months that we lived with Martha and John Ferger. That introduced us both to Dryden and to civic duty and made us choose, perhaps, Dryden for a lifetime. I've been teaching psychology for 40 years. I guess that makes me pretty boring at Cortland State. Same job, same house, same husband. I'm concerned about how we create a solid environment for children, and I love the fact that we have this wonderful democratic open spirit that Bruno referred to. I think we have to wonder how much democratic power we'll have if gas companies take over our town.